Hello, my creative peeps, and welcome back for a Take 5 challenge. This is the Take 5 challenge for June. All the information will be linked in the description box below for you, but basically, for those of you who are new, the Take 5 challenge is a monthly challenge that I do with a lovely group of ladies every month. One of us picks 5 prompts, and you have to use those 5 prompts in some type of art piece, journal page, in your creative project, basically. So, this month's prompts were chosen by Ree. Again, she is linked below. She definitely wanted to challenge us this month for sure, which I am really excited about. Her prompts are pretty out there, so I'm excited. So her prompts are use 2 different types of texture. Oh my god. Okay, can I just show you this? I'm not going to drink this now because this paintbrush is old, but I was twirling this in my hand and now it like flipped perfectly into my coffee cup. So, maybe I'll use some coffee in my project because like I said, I'm not drinking that now. So, take 2. We're using 2 types of texture. Stamps / brads, so I'm going to do that as either or. So I have a bunch of brads that I never really use, that I should use more often, so I'm going to use some brads. An item from the kitchen, so I just pulled out some coffee filters because coffee. Oldest item in stash. Now this one was a little hard, but I'm pretty sure this is the oldest item I own in my stash. These are Derwent ink text blocks. So it's just a block of color, and then once they're dry, they're permanent. So I'm going to use those. And then my other oldest media are the Dylusions ink sprays. So, focus. I can't tell if it's focused or not, but yeah. Okay, so I'm going to try and use those. And then Monochromatic color scheme, which is why I picked more than one coloring medium, because obviously, because I only have 12 blocks, it's kind of a block of each color. So we'll try to keep within this, like, all tones or whatever. So my plan for this, also for more texture, I just pulled out some coarse texture gel. I have some matte medium for the decoupaging and stuff. But what I want to do this time is a lot of people are doing the artist trading coins right now, and I saw Mike Deacon do them a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I have to try this. I have seen other people do it as well. I don't know where it originated, but basically it's an artist trading card, but in a circle, and I think that's super cool. So I want to make some of those. This is a printable by Mike Deacon. I will leave it linked below. But he just made the things to go on the back. So I printed those out to gauge the size. So I'm just going to make a big piece on this piece of mixed media paper, and then we'll cut them into circles and work with them there. And then, of course, I'll do like, they'll be like little, I'll add some collage or whatever to them. So that's the plan for this time. Grab your supplies and follow along. Let's get creating. Okie dokie, so I started out by ripping up the coffee filter and matte medium it to the piece of paper. Now, I have a really bad habit of leaving my glue brush in the water all the time. And funny enough, this brush has been in water for like 3 years straight, no joke, and it's still going. So it's just a Craft Smart cheapo, like 99-cent brush or whatever, but it works. So anyway, I'd left it in black water so long that it is black, but I plan on covering this up, so I wasn't too worried about it. Plus it adds a little extra texture to the piece. So just doing that, and then I took my wow, no words today. This is like a texture paste. It's kind of like sand, or at least that's what it feels like. And I just took a credit card and kind of smushed it all over the page. It caught the ridges of the coffee filter very nicely, and just created some extra texture. So those are my 2 textures. So that's one prompt done. Here I'm just taking the circular artist trading card coin back things from Mike Deacon and putting them onto the back. I wasn't sure if I wanted to color the paper all at once or cut them out first, but I wanted to make sure these backs were on here. So I put a bunch of score tape on it and then put glue all over it. And it worked out pretty well. There was only one that I had to re-glue, so that was pretty sweet. And I decided to cut them out because I wanted to color them individually, because one of the prompts is monochromatic, which I had forgotten about for a second. So I decided it was probably better if I cut the coins out, because while I wanted to stick to the monochromatic prompt, I did not want to make every single one of these 12 coins the same. I also only printed out 1 sheet of coin backs, which made 9, and I got 12 out of my thing, so I just took one of the ones that I had already cut out and used it as a template to cut the ones from the extra pieces. And now I'm using my Derwent Inktense blocks. This is my oldest supply prompt, as well as the Dylusions sprays. Now you can see in the first 2 I was super careful. Was trying to use a paintbrush and be controlled about my color, and then after the second one into the third one, I said screw it and just put the color directly on the coin, which worked out fine. One of the reasons I don't use these a lot, even though they're my oldest supply and the colors are really pretty, is the fact that when you add water to them, they don't you can still see where you scribbled usually if you're using it on paper, and I don't really like that look, but for this mixed media look, it wasn't really a big deal. There was also enough matte medium and stuff on there that it worked pretty well. And then I just took a similar color in the dilution sprays and sprayed it on top. So I ended up with like a yellow, a turquoise, a dark deep blue one, and like a limey green or sea green. I don't even remember, and I did this yesterday. Like, come on, Leanne. Oh boy. So, yep, just coloring those. I thought I would leave the coloring in here for you guys because it's my favorite part, so yep. Here we go, working on the last ones. Oh. We did another yellow one. I don't know why I only did 2 in the beginning, and I end up adding gold to them at the end, I think, the yellow ones. Yep, here we go with the green. Oh, and then I added some polished jade to them, and I really like that deep green. That might not be considered monochromatic, but I don't care. I like it. And this is a brief intermission real quick, because as I just finished editing this video, I realized I forgot to say this in the voiceover. I actually created a PDF printable version of all of the backgrounds that I did for the artist trading coins. So obviously colors and, you know, stuff will vary depending on your printer, but I really like how well that it picked up the texture and stuff. So this is available as a printable image for you in my Etsy shop if you would like to pop over there and have a play with these. All right, now back to the video. So then I went through my various bins. So I have a bin with like some sticker flakes. I have a bin with miscellaneous just stuff. I consider it my die cut drawer, but it's not just die cuts, it's just random imagery. And then I have a drawer of words, so I just kind of went through all of those and picked out pieces that looked like they were small enough to fit on the coins. I didn't really have any idea what I was going to do in terms of the top of them, because like I said, coloring is my favorite part, so my plan pretty much stopped at that point. But I just went through and pulled things out. I had seen some people using the Tim Holtz dolls on the coins, and I thought that was a good idea, so I went through and pulled out some of the smaller ones, and then I pushed everything aside and just started auditioning different pieces. The first two don't come out as great, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to get like the swing of it. I basically made a bunch of embellishment clusters. They're not really like artist trading coins finished pieces. It's just kind of like an embellishment, but that's it's what I could do with my style and what I was feeling. So, and then another one of the prompt is brads or stamps. So I went with brads, and I have a bunch of like star ones. I think I showed you in the beginning. So I just added different ones and just layering stuff up. I used a lot of tabs. A lot of you asked me where I get my tabs. I punch them myself using a tab punch from We Are Memory Keepers. I'll leave it linked below if you guys would like to check it out. But it's been awesome. It's a great way to use up all my scraps that I don't really have anything else to do with, and you end up with some really cool looking tabs. So, and then I used a sheet of Tim Holtz words and just went to town making clusters and finishing off little things. I think I edged most of them in my archival ink, but not all of them. And just adding my little brads here and there. It was really fun putting these together. It was a different, because usually I would work on a more square surface, so trying to work on the circular surface was a really good challenge. And I remembered that I had some Alice in Wonderland sticker flakes, which I've been waiting to use. I've given lots of them away, but I haven't actually used any myself, so I thought this was the perfect project to do it on. Now, one of the things in hindsight that I probably would have done is wait to put the backs on the coins after. One, because I was putting the brads through it, obviously. My goodness, I only yawn when I'm doing voiceovers, I swear. I don't know what happens. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I would have waited to put the backs on the coins because I didn't want the backs to dictate the orientation of my image, because I wanted to be able to see certain parts of the coin in the background. So a lot of my backs ended up like upside down or sideways, which doesn't bother me too much. But obviously if you're gonna give it away to somebody, it might be a little more professional if your thing is facing the correct way. But I still like it. It works. It's all good. In the grand scheme of things, it really isn't a big deal. So yeah, I just had lots of fun with this part, using more of those tabs, and I did put glue on the back of the sticker flakes and pretty much all the stickers, unless I was sticking it on like the tab there, because I didn't know how the adhesive would hold up with all of that texture in the back, and I wanted to make sure they weren't going to fall apart. I had some of these really cool arrow brads which I used. I liked those a lot. And I had this girl with green hair as of sticker flakes. I thought that's perfect, and put this on this green one. I tried my best to stick with the monochromatic theme, but if the embellishment I was using was white or like a black or neutral color, I didn't really worry about it too much. This one I totally didn't even worry about it, but I did it for most of it, so to me it still counts. the Take 5 isn't really about the rules, it's about getting you out of your comfort zone, so I'm calling it a win. But I did I did use lots of neutrals. Then on this one I have the Mad Hatter, which is my favorite Alice in Wonderland character. And I have these tiny Uno cards, and I thought it would be perfect to put on there. I was originally going to use that fake playing card embellishment, but it just didn't work. And I knew that I had the Uno cards, which I could choose like a matching color to keep with the monochromatic theme. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then this one was my favorite, with the bunched up coffee filter on it. And I wanted to keep this one for myself and not cover up any of that beautiful texture at all. So I just took a sticker, and it said it's about the journey, not the destination. And I just put glue on the back of it and called it a day. So this is a close-up of all of the ones. That one there, that's my favorite. So yeah, I had fun with this. It was definitely a challenge. We picked some really interesting prompts. Please follow along and use the hashtag Take5Arts. Check out the other ladies below for inspiration. Not everyone was able to do it this month, so just check it out anyway. Their other videos are cool too. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. If you do the Take 5 and want me to see it, please tag me so that I can see your creations. I love seeing your recreations of the prompts and how everybody interprets them. It's so much fun. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I look forward to these videos every month, and I know that you do too. I will catch you guys in my next one. Take care, guys. Bye.